You ever have that feeling? You're torn between the spiritual path you've always known, maybe the one you grew up in, and this little voice inside that's telling you there might be something more out there for you. It's a huge personal question, and in this explainer, we're going to dive into how you can navigate that exact challenge and really find your own way.
And this question, wow, it just perfectly captures that conflict so many of us feel. You absolutely respect your roots. You value where you come from, but there's that pull, right? That curiosity to just peek over the fence and see what else is out there. It's a real dilemma, and it signals a pretty huge moment in anyone's spiritual journey. So, let's break this down. So this isn't just some simple choice. It's really what you could call a seeker's crossroads. It's that moment where you're trying to honor the past, but you're also hearing this call to a future you don't even know yet. And how you navigate this, well, it kind of defines the whole next chapter of your journey.
And here is probably the most crucial piece of the puzzle. There is no magic answer. There's no one-size-fits-all solution here. This journey is yours and yours alone. You are the one who has to weigh everything, to really feel out what's right, and to choose the path that feels like it's going to help you grow the most.
So let's try to frame this in a healthier way. This isn't some big battle between tradition and exploration, like one has to win and one has to lose. Think of it more like a balancing act. You're thoughtfully weighing your options to create a practice that is just deeply fulfilling for you.
And let's be real, there's incredible value on both sides here. Tradition, it gives you such a solid foundation, a community, wisdom that's been tested over centuries. If that path is working for you, that is a beautiful, powerful thing. But if you feel like something's missing, exploring isn't being disrespectful. It's actually an act of courage. It's you bravely trying to fill in the gaps and get closer to your own personal truth.
But here's the potential downside, the catch. When an approach says, this is the only way, it can kind of shut the door on asking more questions. It can stop us from investigating new possibilities for our own transformation. And that brings us to a really fascinating new way of thinking.
So what is this new way forward? Well, it involves bringing in a kind of unlikely partner into our spiritual lives. And that partner is science. Now, I know that might sound a little strange, but applying a scientific mindset, a spirit of open curiosity, can be an incredibly powerful tool for your own growth.
This timeline really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? We started with this incredible foundation of ancient traditions. And now, today, we have all these new tools from science. Not to replace what we had, but to help us investigate for ourselves what practices actually work for us. The future isn't about choosing one or the other. It's about weaving them together, where ancient wisdom and modern inquiry can walk hand in hand. Okay, so what does a scientific approach actually mean for you? It's not about wearing a lab coat. It's about becoming a curious investigator of your own inner world. It means you ask questions without being afraid of the answers. You try out different practices and see what really resonates. You keep what works, you toss what doesn't, and you use that knowledge to build a path that is 100% uniquely yours.
Now, all of this, the tradition, the exploration, the science, it all leads to this one really profound shift. The focus starts turning away from all the external stuff, and it turns inward. It turns to the one ultimate authority in your spiritual life.
And this is it. This is the heart of the matter. At the end of the day, all the traditions, the teachers, the books, they're amazing guides. They're like guideposts on the trail. But the final decision maker, the ultimate guru, that's you. It's always been you. It's your heart, your own inner wisdom.
So, how do you actually start listening to that internal guru? Well, first, you've got to get really honest with yourself and just ask, is my current path genuinely working for me? Then it takes some guts to go look for what might be missing. As you find new things, you mix in the practices that really help you move forward. And finally, and this is both the simplest and the hardest part, you just have to learn to trust and follow your own heart. That's the voice of your guru.
Okay, let's circle all the way back to that first feeling, that conflict of being torn. The biggest takeaway here is to completely reframe how you see it. That feeling of tension, it's not a sign you're doing something wrong. It's a sign that you're growing.
So let's just call this what it is. Spiritual conflict is not a bad thing. Think of it like a test of your resolve. It's the very thing that makes you clarify what you believe in, and it leads you straight to your truth, not somebody else's. It's actually part of the journey itself.
And this feeling of questioning and seeking, it's part of a much bigger shift that's happening. As our source material so beautifully puts it, change is in the air, and it is a good thing. leaning into that evolution, both inside ourselves and in the world around us. That's how we find a deeper understanding.
So, we want to leave you with one final thought to really chew on. If you truly, deeply accept it that the ultimate wisdom and the ultimate guide you've been looking for is already inside you, what's the very first question you're going to ask?